What if the Hogyoku's power didn't just accelerate the birth of Arrancars, but could awaken the untapped potential hidden within every hollow? How powerful would the Espada truly become through a complete fusion with this artifact? In order to answer this, we need to understand the hollow. Creatures born of tragedy, then transform through relentless hunger into something far beyond human comprehension. In Hueco Mundo, the barren, endless desert beneath a perpetual night sky is the home of hollows. It's a realm defined by desolation, inhabited by spirits driven by hunger and the constant battle for survival, ruled by strength, reflecting the brutal nature of its inhabitants and their ceaseless quest for evolution and dominance. At the heart of Hueco Mundo stands Las Noches, a colossal fortress starkly illuminated against the eternal night, built by Sosuke Aizen, the stronghold of the strongest hollows in Hueco Mundo. When the souls of humans who refuse to pass on are burdened by attachments or consumed by regret, the soul chain of these twisted spirits slowly deteriorates. Located on the chest, this chain eats away at itself until it forms a hole, representing the loss of a heart. Driven by an insatiable hunger for souls, the new hollow grows in power and complexity as they devour weaker spirits, and even other hollows. At the heart of this horrific evolution lies the Menos Grande, a towering monstrosity born from countless merged souls, representing a horrifying collective consciousness driven by pure instinct. Yet even within the chaotic existence of Menos Grande, individuality fights fiercely to emerge. As these massive beings devour one another, dominant personalities rise to the surface, eventually evolving into adhuches, hollows marked by intelligence, cunning, and significantly enhanced power. Their relentless quest for further evolution becomes desperate and brutal, as stagnation or severe injury threatens to strip away their consciousness, reverting them to mindless beasts. For these awakened beings who've tasted true self-awareness, regression is a fate worse than death, almost as terrifying as forgetting to subscribe. Now hit that subscribe button before I turn you into a hollow. Yeah, I said it. Anywho, only a select few of the most ambitious adhuches achieve the apex of hollow evolution, the form of Vasto Lord. But this form of evolution is theorized by other hollows to be a birthright, as the difficulty to achieve it seems impossible. These elite beings, whose strength rivals even the captains of the Gote 13, standing at the summit of hollow existence, no longer governed by instinct but developing their own morality. Their evolution, of course, doesn't stop there. Even fewer Vasto Lord were able to evolve into Arrancar on their own, tearing off their mask, becoming more human-like. This transformation granted them unique weapons, which are reflections of their own souls, symbolizing the duality of their existence. This evolution grants the hollow an explosive amount of power, but more importantly, an even higher sense of self. Into this landscape stepped Sosuke Aizen, a Shinigami whose ambition knew no bounds. Harnessing the powers of the Hogyoku, a crystalline artifact capable of eradicating the boundaries between hollows and soul reapers, Aizen catalyzed a revolution. Through the Hogyoku's influence, lower hollows became Arrancars as well. Yet within the ranks of Arrancar, a select group that rose to unprecedented heights, chosen not merely for their strength but their ruthless ambition and unique capabilities. These individuals ascended to become the Espada, sword. Each member of this elite group designated a number symbolizing their power and hierarchy, living weapons designed to challenge even the strongest of foes. Each Espada represents the peak of hollow evolution, wielding distinctive powers. Some are completely unique to the individual, but these are somewhat universal. The Cero, a destructive blast of spiritual energy capable of annihilating foes in an instant. The Gran Rey Cero mixes in the user's blood for an attack so powerful it disturbs the space around it. Negacion, the defensive shield that tears reality itself, used by Menos-class hollows to rescue comrades or seal away threats. High-speed regeneration, enabling near-instant recovery from even grievous wounds. Garganta, gateways through dimensions allowing them to travel and ambush across worlds. Pesquisa, the heightened sense to detect and measure spiritual presences, ensuring no enemy can hide. Sonido, granting lightning-fast movement and deadly precision in battle. And finally, the Hierro, an armor-like skin that deflects blades and attacks with ease, reinforcing their dominance. But the most potent ability belongs to the Arrancar only, Resurrection, an ultimate form that reveals their true monstrous nature and exponentially increases their power. From Ulquiora's incredible regenerative powers to Baragan's fearsome manipulation of time and decay, each Espada's resurrection symbolizes the apex of their individuality and potential, making them formidable adversaries capable of reshaping the very fabric of the spiritual world. But what if we took that even further? Created by combining groundbreaking research from two brilliant minds, Kisuke Urahara and Sosuke Aizen, Urahara initially sought to break the boundaries between Shinigami and Hollow, aiming to stabilize and heal damaged souls. Separately, Aizen pursued a way to transcend these limitations altogether. Driven by ambition for power, by merging their insights, intentionally or not, the Hogyoku was born, a crystalline device capable of manifesting deep desires, dissolving barriers between different spiritual beings, and catalyzing unprecedented evolutions. What if a newly created Hogyoku didn't just refine an Arrancar's power, but transcended it? Could an Arrancar evolve into a being that exists beyond the conventional classifications of Hollow, Shinigami, or Quincy? Imagine an entity no longer bound by the cycle of soul consumption and evolution, but one that can manipulate all spiritual matter at will. A being that no longer needs resurrection, but instead maintains a permanent transcendental form. A fusion of unshackled hollow instincts and conscious self-mastery. Would they rival the Soul King himself? Or even become something greater? A true god of Hueco Mundo, rewriting the very nature of existence. How would the Soul Society respond? Would they even attempt to destroy it? Or would they seek to control it, fearing its unchecked power? Perhaps this new entity, neither Hollow nor Shinigami, would reject both sides entirely, becoming a force of its own, reshaping the fate of the spiritual realms. The age of Soul Reapers and Quincy's might come to an end, replaced by a new, unknowable order, one dictated by the will of an ascended Arrancar. Such a transformation could mark the dawn of a new era, reshaping the cycle of souls, eliminating the need for death and rebirth. True arbiters of balance. Would these gods create a utopia or an age of even greater conflict? Or perhaps in its pursuit of perfection, it would erase all imperfection, including the very fabric of existence itself. If the Soul King once acted as a cornerstone holding together all the dimensions, then an entity of this magnitude could either solidify reality or completely unravel it. This is the terrifying potential of a true Hollow God, a being whose very will could define the future of all existence. It doesn't matter though, because if it chose to do any of these things, no one would understand what was happening.